Okay, what's happening? Ustream, we are live on the air right now, about to kick off another high-powered edition of Build and Destroy Radio, coming to you live on Ustream.tv. Search Build and Destroy Radio. My name is David Hanna. Derek Adams in the co-pilot seat, along with music director Mark Bennett. We're about to kick things off on this Veterans Day. November what is today's date? November the 11th, 2015. Hold tight. We're about to kick things off. Thank you for checking us out, everybody, on Ustream. We're also available now on YouTube and also through Facebook. You can also go to Ustream.tv, type in Build and Destroy Radio, and you will be able to check out our archival footage of past shows. Watch us live. If you're driving through Southwest or West Philly, you can listen to us live on 88.1 WPEB. We are posted up in a Lemon Drop Lounge. If you want to give us a call, you can call us 215-472-0882 are the numbers to get in touch with any one of the members of Build and Destroy. Tell us what's on your mind. Tell us how we're doing. Talk up a little conversation with us. We'd love to hear from you. Or you can send us your comments through our Facebook page. We do have a Facebook page now, Build and Destroy Radio on Facebook. Alright, so give us a second. We're about to kick things off on the radio. This is Build and Destroy. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
November 11th, 2015. The time is 2 minutes after 9 o'clock, and it's time to build and destroy. West Philly, Southwest Philly, you are now rocking with the best. Philly's #1 source for hot button topics, sports, entertainment, everything in between. This is Build and Destroy Radio. My name is David Hanna, 1/3 of the Troika, known as the Build and Destroy team. My co-pilot to the right of me, Derek Adger. Live on a microphone, dropping comedy in a town near you. Music director Mark Bennett, aka Snoop Money, our resident maven of music and mash downs. All right, that too, mashup tunes. What's happening, y'all? Good evening, everybody.
Jackson like John Paxson.
Oh, I love it. What's good, Snoop Money?
Chillin', man.
Listen, I want to kick things off and wish all those who serve our country, who allow us to do what we do on a daily basis on Wednesday nights from 9 to 11 on WPEB 88.1 FM, our servicemen who have served, those that are serving, those that plan to serve, we salute you. Happy Veterans Day. I want to direct this to Mark Bennett. Thank you for your service, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Hoorah. Hoorah. Anyone out there? Any of our servicemen?
Shout out to the 157 Support Battalion, Edgemont.
That's right.
45 Golf.
Mark, you serve proudly for your country.
Indeed. Fort Lindenwood, The Rock, Everyday Proving Ground, Stand Up.
You know what, man? Break it down for everybody. I've never served. Last I checked, and another like Derek. I don't think Derek can serve. What was it like, man? You did it as a young man. You served your country. Give us a little breakdown on this Veterans Day. Give us a little Veterans Day backdrop.
Well, I wasn't in combat, thank God.
That's a good thing.
That's a great thing. Good, man. Excellent. While you're going through, there's nothing to be jumping up and down about. Basic training is basic training. Standing in the gas chambers, push-ups, people in your face. For those people that have been to college and pledged, like Darren and everything, all that's taken from military. The Corps is the military. So it's a similar experience. I mean, we had cats trying to commit suicide and go AWOL and crazy stuff. So it's real, but good life lessons, man. I just found out a coworker of mine was in the Army as well, and we had a good discussion, and a lot of lot of cats can make it work for them, man. If I would have stayed in my 20s, I would have been out in 2009. I'll be fully pensioned up from the U.S. government. Wow. Right now.
You'd be chilling.
Right now.
Now chilling.
He'd be
Like
lounging.
He can't chill anymore. If he chills anymore, I mean, geez, I mean, he'd really be chilling.
I would like to really be chilling.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's a good look, man. I mean, you know, people have contrasting views, especially African Americans serving, you know, United States Armed Forces. But, you know, that wasn't my experience. I didn't have a bad racial experience. I didn't have a bad experience in any way. And it helped, man. It helped me, you know, become the man I am today. So.
Well, you know what? I never told you this, but I've always admired you because you took that thing and did what you're supposed to do with it. You grew as a person. You took your monies and you also experienced school. You went through school. You did the military, so you're a well-rounded person because of it. And I've always admired that about you, Snoop.
Oh, you need tissues in the lunch.
Yeah. And again, you know, my salute goes out to you. Thank you for your service. You did your thing to your
I
man.
ain't get no free pancakes.
No.
I ain't get no free
Come on,
coffee.
what?
I ain't get no red, white, blue pancakes.
Nothing.
Nothing. A few years, but
Wow.
about 6 years ago, I think I went to Applebee's on Veterans Day. Got that little sandwich and burger.
You gotta do that.
I mean, unfortunately, I'm usually working.
And you know, it's funny. On this Veterans Day, I used my day. I had off. You guys worked today.
Yes.
You know, I'm very recharged, rejuvenated. I had a great day off. How was work, Derek?
The work was good. I'm sure you spent that Veterans Day. We're all hoping, boning up on your military history. You probably did some internet research about the Army and the branches. You got on the computer, got up early this morning, got your cup of coffee,
Right.
did some research in honor of the veterans, looked around, did some push-ups, absolutely.
Yes.
Did some calisthenics in his own home.
I love the
You
smell.
know?
I love the smell of caffeine in the morning. And it's funny you talk about boning up. I definitely did that. I studied some Schwarzkopf and Collins. Looked up some things. Watched a couple editions of Stripes with Bill Murray. Just to show my military support.
Bob Black Sheep.
Yeah, Bob Black.
Stood at attention early this morning.
Gomer Pyle.
Yes, Gomer Pyle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So.
This guy.
Shout out to all the veterans. Thank you for your service. We appreciate that. But moving right along, we got a lot to talk about on Build and Destroy Radio tonight. First off, let's kick things off with the strange case of Shaka Fatah Jr.
Strangeness.
I don't even know where to begin with this. Well, let's start with the facts, okay? Shaka Fatah Jr., the 32-year-old son of powerful Congressman Shaka Fatah, and the stepson of currently on leave NBC 10 anchor Renee Chenault, Fatah has been found guilty on 22 of 23 counts against him in the Philadelphia Federal Courthouse last Thursday. He represented himself in this case. Fatah represented himself. Some of the allegations against him, he turned himself in about 16 months ago. He's charged with a variety of offenses, including filing false income tax returns, stealing from the school district of Philadelphia, making false statements to banks in order to obtain loans, and failing to pay federal taxes. Okay, prior to the indictment, Fatah had been under investigation for over 2 years. All right, so I mean, there's a lot of people in positions, government positions, and different types of positions that have misappropriated funds and been found guilty of it. That's so much not the strange thing. The strange thing is, number one, the dude represented himself in court. That's a head scratcher, right?
That's always a head scratcher. That's
Okay.
always a head scratcher.
All right. So number two, and tell me if I'm wrong, Derek. His whole kind of demeanor and the way he, reproached himself to the media and to the press, taking every opportunity to self-market himself and to push his agendas and, step in front of a camera and espouse his innocence at every turn. It just was really strange.
He played this whole thing wrong. I think he played this role from the gate. From the origin. I'm going back to maybe when it first happened. He played this all wrong. You know, you never want to champion somebody for being a shyster.
Right.
But Chip, this boy he basically had
Chip Fatah.
Chip Fatah. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Chip Fatah. He basically had the life of Riley.
Yes, he
At
did.
an early age.
Yes, he did.
We all know that dude. When we were in school, all of us, at some point during our college careers, we all know that dude that went to college and had everything. And you wonder, like, how is this dude doing it? Like, not even maybe going to class, but you're driving a Bimmer, you got Polo, you got Versace this, you eat at the best restaurants, you have no job, no discernible job.
Yeah.
You got all the ladies, you living the life of Riley, like in your dorm. You're at some point you're registered, you're in school, but your whole lifestyle is just based upon getting over. Now at a point it's like, that like again that's nothing to be proud of, but we all in our youth have had our periods of I guess indiscretion and unsurety about where we're going with life. He had that. I think he had everything in the palm of his hand. He was from a privileged background, had money, and like I said, he was charismatic. He opened his own businesses. He was a hustler.
What was
he was a hustler.
I'm trying to think.
But he just somehow went astray. I mean, I looked at his story. It was odd. It was head scratching, like you
It's
said.
a head scratcher, man. Just the way he came off on camera, representing himself. He did he sold the rights to his story, the first interview, and NBC 10 got the scoop and did a one-on-one live with him right after court. And that was bizarre. He came out of court after just being found guilty. He was smiling, shaking people's hands, and Harry Harrison did the post verdict interview of him. And the first thing he asked for on camera was, I need an Uber. I need an Uber to the TV station. And they're like, get him an Uber, get him. I mean, it was surreal. His whole thing was very surreal.
He's not gonna realize it's over until he's in jail. When he wakes up in jail, like, yo, what happened, Dave?
Listen, man.
When he can't go get that, that $500 meal. Can't run that $500 tab up. The boy ran a $15,000 bill at I forget which restaurant it was. They had to wind up excusing him because he owed so much money. He was that dude because he was even able to open a tab.
Yeah.
So he had some cachet.
This is at Capitol
Grill. He clearly had some cachet because he was able to open lines of credit. He was able to get people to sign for him, get tickets to events.
Right.
So the boy had a name. His name rang bells.
For the
His name rang bells. Absolutely. For that.
Because of that.
Absolutely. And he did things on his own. And he did do some awesome moves.
So he had a partner. He had a partner who was his roommate. That was his roommate. They lived in a hotel. I think they lived in a Lowe's, a condo in the Lowe's or something, a top flight house hotel. And they had a concierge service. He got loaned for this concierge service, and he talked about all these services he offered, and he had a line of people who said that they paid for these services and never got anything. So let's look at some of the background. He falsely obtained business loans, using that money to buy jewelry, clothing, and electronics, and to make car payments, and to pay off gambling debts. They said that Shock Fatah Jr. ran up over $17,000 in debt at Sugar House Casino. So not only is he a shyster and a bad self-attorney, he can't gamble. He's a bad gambler too. So he's over 3. And just to put a side note, I didn't like that suit. To be so fly, the suit was too big. The tie
His
like it was
haircut
from
game is awful.
yeah, his
haircut game
the
is
haircut
awful.
game was awful. The tie like it was straight from TJ Maxx. And he just
Adjustment is awful.
I'm sorry, I can't pull any
It's a
punches.
big adjustment.
He looked like a gump. He looked like a straight gump. He looked like a gump.
Sorry.
Which made me scratch my head again. I was like, what is going on here?
Tunes for the Build and Destroy Red Carpet show.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Fashion
And
show.
Shock Fatah Jr. will not be there. So he gets convicted of 22 out of 23 charges. So what one charge did he get convicted of? What he beat the jaywalking charge he had? Which one did he beat? He beat that jaywalking charge. I mean, I don't know, man.
22 of 23.
He took $50,000 from Emmett Chappelle, president of United Bank. He got $50,000 in loans from United Bank to cover debts in other areas. So he was stealing from Peter to pay Paul. He had a shell game going. You know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
This guy, man, he's one of them dudes. Like I said, he's a chameleon, and he
He's
used
a
that to his
And-
to his benefit. But
And at no point, Pops didn't step in. Like,
Pops let him.
Well, you
that's
know
what I'm
what?
saying.
Pops got his own issues.
Yeah,
Pops is
understand
under
that.
investigation.
I understand that,
Right.
but then you draw more attention when it's a
Sure.
family.
I'm not- that's my son. I
You
might
become a
step in.
racketeer. You become
Yeah.
then it's a racketeering situation with the whole family. You
Mhm.
like the mob now.
Really?
And then you messing moms up on her kid.
Exactly. I really feel sorry.
Like, yeah.
She's the victim in all this. Poor Renee Chenault.
But she made complicit too, David, with the
Yeah.
Porsche.
But
She rolled right with him on the Porsche deal.
She
was right there with him. She got there. She laid down with them too on that
Talk
Porsche
about
deal.
the
They're
Porsche
talking
deal.
about
What
her.
was that? What
The
was
Porsche deal was she had supposedly they sold the Porsche. They supposedly sold the Porsche, but they never gave the title over. So it was like basically like a money laundering thing, like for imagery, like they want to pay the deal off, but the guy never got the title. So they kept the Porsche. They still had the Porsche in their home, and it was Renee Chenault's Porsche. It was her Porsche. So she kind of colluded with Shaka, and they were pointing at her about that. She was on break from NBC for a while that worked out. I don't know what the circumstances what came out of it, but she was under investigation. But they had to kind of say go easy while you figure this thing out.
Is that
then
a
come
break?
back. So-
Is that a break she's on? Is that a nice? Is that break code for soft firing?
Wow, it's soft firing may be the word.
Yeah, they gave
soft firing.
They gave her. They didn't make her do the perp walk because
Right.
she has so much history
Right.
with the station.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe she will be back. I'm not sure.
And guess what? She
What?
she may not know all the dealings.
She may
She
not.
got it. Here, baby. Here's a Porsche. Okay, thank you. I mean, she may not. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Then I wonder why I never really trust any public officials and government overall.
Well,
I'm not
I
a
mean,
big fan of government.
Well, that's the bigger issue. I mean, as a public official, you should have some perks. You should have some privileges.
I believe that.
As a public official, I mean, if I had a restaurant and the mayor walked in my restaurant, I'm not charging them for a grub,
Right.
or I'm giving them a steep discount or something. So I mean, it's part of the game. But then it's like anytime you make an enemy, then everyone wants to come and they want to dig through all your books and everything. I mean, nobody wants to be audited.
No.
Because it could
If you look hard enough, you'll
Yeah,
find something.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, my question was, Pops never stepped in. If he knew what was going on, stepped in and said, "Yo, you gotta chill," or "I've been doing this for a minute.
Right.
This how you do it."
Let me handle it.
Yeah, this
I
how
got
you do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Calm me down.
Yeah. I mean, we gonna eat, but you getting a little, you going a little.
We going to eat.
Yeah, we gonna eat. I know how to do this.
Right.
But relax.
I'll show you how to do this, son. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, a lot of things going on. A lot of money changing hands. A lot of money being misappropriated. Like I said, a big old giant shell game going on in the Fatah household. So we'll watch that. We'll comment on it and see what's going on. But I tell you who's not handling any money right now. Fallen Olympic skater Debbie Thomas. Does anybody watch? Do you guys watch Ayana's
No.
Fix My Life?
Yes, I
That
do.
comes on Oprah
I do on
Network.
occasion. I do on occasion.
Yo, did you see last week? I'm flipping through the channels, and I see the story of Debbie Thomas. For those that don't know, Debbie Thomas was the first African American to win a gold medal in the ice figure skating competition, Olympic ice skating figure competition. Okay, she had going on the gold, very prestigious title, getting that gold medal. She actually went to med school and was an orthopedic surgeon in, I think, North Carolina, following her Olympic gold medal performance and other ice skating performances thereafter. She's on Ayana's Fix My Life last week, completely broke, living in the Appalachian Mountains in a bug-infested trailer, completely broke, and living with a fiance, like her third marriage, has lost custody of one of her kids, and I was, again, flabbergasted. I was like, what the? The facts are as follows. Fallen Olympic figure skater and doctor Debbie Thomas is now living in a bug-infested trailer park where she is penniless and begging former fans for money through a GoFundMe page. And she revealed it on Ayana's Fix My Life. Ayana has stepped in to try and shake things back up. The 48-year-old former athlete has hit rock bottom nearly 30 years after becoming the first African American to win the women's title at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. She told Ayanna Van Zandt that she told this to her on her series. So she's from Poughkeepsie, New York. She's a native. She has a medical degree, graduating from Stanford in 1991. And then soon after graduating from Stanford, she became an orthopedic surgeon. How do you get an Olympic gold medal? You're an orthopedic surgeon, and you're living in the Appalachians with somebody that looks like Boss Hogg from like Dukes of Hazzard, and you're broke living in a trailer park. What?
I can't even begin to chart that decline.
Explain.
I can't. Sometimes you have drugs.
Makes sense.
You have drugs that always paint a picture with drugs for an orthopedic surgeon and Olympic medalist to where she's at now. Like, you're not just talking about a boy that played football. You're not just talking about a member of the Cowboys, like my man. I forget. They chronicled the story of your boy that was a wideout that went from a NFL, fame. He was at least a fairly known player to being penniless. You're not just talking about somebody that made it to the league. You're talking about successful on more than one level.
Thriving.
Educationally and professionally.
She's thriving. She was thriving.
And to come to this, I can't chart that decline. I can't even see that.
This isn't even like a general medical degree. That would still be excellent. She's an orthopedic surgeon.
Right.
And she's broke. So the only thing I could think is, as I'm sitting there just shaking my head, it's got to be something mental health. It's got to be a mental health disorder. It could be drugs. I didn't watch the whole show, but because I was just in shock. I didn't want to watch it anymore. I thought it was embarrassed to watch it. So I mean, I don't know. But Ayanna's had some. This goes in the line of other shows that Ayanna's had DMX on there.
Yes.
Trying to fix his life. The dog.
That was good.
The dog. She tried to fix the dog. But I think that he might have been her first guest when that show first started. What else has she had? She's had a few famous people on there.
Most she's had like just general people that come to her.
It's a mixture of stars in general.
Folks, just come to her asking her for help.
Yeah.
That's crazy about that time. So.
Yeah, that's a lot. So,
wow.
What do they say? The same people you meet going up the ladder, the same people you meet going back down. So stay humble. So as we climb and our star seems to rise.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Right, so remember that. Because you get a little ahead of yourself sometimes.
Because I'm really humble.
Yeah. You're a star.
Indeed.
Right. Okay, so moving right along, I want to raise a fist. Everybody raise your fist in solidarity of the African American students of color at University of Missouri. They did their thing. They bonded. They showed the power of many is better than the power of one, and forced the resignation of the school president. The system president, Tom Wolfe, resigned under pressure that came from the black student body. Amongst them, 30 football players of the University of Missouri football team banded together over a number of racist incidents that have happened in the University of Missouri school system on their campuses, and the black students said it's enough. They shut it down. I watched them on Good Morning America the other day. I was so proud of those kids. And man, all I could think of is what if one of my kids stood up there, how proud I would be. So imagine how their parents feel. Those kids, man, really represented and did their thing. Did anybody see them on
I did. I didn't see them in Good Morning America. I saw them just chronicling sports and the football teams. I initially thought it was a football team-led protest, but they were just part of it. They pushed it over the edge. Because when you start talking about them, that $1 million paydays they was about to lose, that's when action kind of said, whoa. It became real for the university.
Right.
That's one thing you're talking about your average student. You start talking about football players, so we're not going to play, we're not going to practice, and that's when it becomes real.
Even bigger than that was the coach standing up with us.
Yeah, that was huge.
That's what really was a tipping point.
That was the tipping, because if it would have been players against the coach and against the university, and have somebody call them on it, that's when you really would have had an issue. It was a wonderful protest, but it wasn't tested. I don't think they missed it. I think they missed one practice.
They missed like two.
two practices maybe at top. They didn't have a chance to like sit through a game, sit out of the game. You know, some of them guys are probably pro prospects, so they need a lot of film.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was, you know, the effort and everything was great. You know, it was reminiscent of the days of UCLA with Lou Alcindor and a lot of the protests going on in the 60s and 70s. So big shout out to them, man. Like, you know, and for them to be so close to Ferguson, you know, on the heels of racial unrest, like, you know, it was right on their doorstep.
It was right at their doorstep.
They had to make that move.
Now you're hearing like rumbles about the KKK descending on the campus, talking about, you know, you're going to start shooting black students. And
somebody,
you heard that?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Somebody they just arrested a white student who made terroristic threats. I don't know what the threats were, but he got arrested. I think he posted something.
Is he a student?
He's a student of the University of Missouri, Caucasian. He made some terroristic in the sense of he didn't like what happened.
He didn't like that the black kid stood up?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, David, I mean, people still feel like black people aren't, you know, they just shouldn't have as much voice, as much power.
They should be seen, not heard.
Well, it just shouldn't be on equal footing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, you know, it is what it is. People are still going to think that. You don't know his background, you don't know his parents, still, you know. So,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, things came to a head. For months, black student groups had complained of racial slurs and other slights on the overwhelmingly white flagship campus of the state's Ford college system. Frustrations flared during a homecoming parade October 10th when protesters blocked the president's car. That, again, the president's Tim Wolf. And he did not get out and talk to them. They were removed by police. You know, and then, you know, you had the football team take their stand. There's enough, you know, swastikas in the dorms and feces streaming, swastikas thrown on the walls.
So guess what? We're applauding them for what they did. It's about to get real. It's about to get real on a predominantly white campus. Yeah, it's about to get real. Because people are going to retaliate and try to show strength that they're still in charge. Things are about to start happening.
Yeah.
So they gotta keep that unified front, stick together.
Stay strong, yeah. Then we need to talk about the brother that, there was a brother that did a hunger strike for 7 days.
That wasn't the student body person?
That was, I think,
He was a grad
He was a grad student.
student.
Oh, he was actually the, I think he was the student body president. He was, yes.
The black guy.
Yeah, he's a black kid. Yeah, he went on a hunger strike, and that prompted the football players to walk out. And they said, "We're not going back to practice until he ends his strike," i.e., which coincides directly to the president stepping down. So, like you said, it's about to. It's getting real. Missouri is the hotbed right now for racial strikes and stuff going on. In a microcosm of what's going on in America right now. You know, this is stuff, again, we reproach this topic every week in different degrees or forms, you know. So, is it getting better? Is it getting worse? What's going on?
I think it's getting a little bit worse. A little bit worse. It's funny that now we were just talking about a couple weeks ago our HBCUs. HBCUs are like, you wouldn't have that problem in Alcorn State. You wouldn't have that problem if you came to Tennessee State. Grambling, you wouldn't have that problem.
Alabama A&T, everything's good. Like, you know, like, hey,
You just go to school and get your education on. Not worried about seeing swastika feces in your dorm room. Sorry.
Might not be an issue at Howard. You know, go figure.
Maybe it's not so bad after all.
Go figure.
I'm building destroying, not so bad.
Right, how about that?
Not so bad now.
But again, let's talk about that a little bit more. I mean, is it getting better? Is it worse? Is it really worse, or is it just more well publicized with social media? Everybody's got a camera, and you know, is it about the same? Worse? What do you think, Mike?
I mean, I think it's just I don't want to say isolated incident, but I think that was a major incident, a major occurrence that came to the forefront, especially to geographically where it was and what just transpired here, those people that are there in the mix of that, we're a little bit removed. We see it on the news and it's over. They're still in the mix, really in the mix of that. So they're so when things come up that are racially tense, they're going to be a little bit more involved, a little bit more proactive. Back to the black college thing, you wouldn't have that problem, but then again, those are life lessons that you need to know. Because after you leave the black school, you're going into a white America, unfortunately. So you can, and I'm not by any means downplaying the black college family. I think it's wonderful. I mean, part of me wish I would have done it. Part of me glad I didn't, blah, whatever. But I'm saying those things, those students now, when they come into corporate America or the NFL or wherever they go, they will be equipped to deal with those racial inequalities from a standpoint that going through without any disturbances. Now you come in and you're like, and it's like, no, they
This is what it is.
And I learned, guess what? I learned this in college.
Exactly.
This was Racism 101 and 202.
Hosted by Professor Plan.
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of education. College education is not just in the classroom by any means.
Right.
And that's why I tell a lot of my friends, my advice, send your kids away.
Absolutely.
I had a friend that lived about 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes walking to Temple. And their child wanted to go to Temple. I was like, no. I said, Temple's a great school. No, they gotta go away.
They gotta go
not downtown to Drexel, not to commute away. They gotta get out of the city and experience education,
like you said,
the education of life, not just the book.
Education of life, education of books, survival skills,
Exactly.
Scrambling to make it. It's the whole encompassing experience of living.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And those kids are living.
Oh, they're living.
They're really living and learning what it's about in America today. And that situation reminds me of the time when we were in school. Our friend to the room and current prosecutor, I'm forgetting Seth's title, but our friend of Bill Detroit, Seth Williams, District Attorney Seth Williams, was the student body president up in Penn State when all the racial strife in the 80s was going on up there. So he too was thrown in the middle of that melee and purported himself well, and you see what it propels him on to later in life to where he's at now. But I remember seeing Seth on CNN, on Good Morning America, making stands and making statements about the injustices that he saw and the fellow students of color up in Penn State and up in Happy Valley, were going through in the 80s, the mid to late 80s. So, these kids will move forward and do great things. Okay, we're a little past 8:30 on Build and Destroy Radio. We encourage people that are watching and listening to us to jump in on the conversation. The lines are wide open, 215-472-0882. That's the WPEV hotline, Build and Destroy hotline if you want to call and jump in on the conversation. We, again, are live on Ustream right now, ustream.tv. Type in Build and Destroy Radio. We're available through YouTube as well as Facebook. So we encourage people to check us out in between their Empire break, or if they want to give Empire a break period and check us out. Lucius Lyon ain't here, but yeah, like Scoop has done for the whole season. He's giving Empire a break. Check us out. I think you might be entertained and might want to join in with us and join the conversation. Okay, again, this is Build and Destroy Radio, 88.1 WPEV, and we will be right back.
Chuck said something? Chuck said something?
Yeah, he said music is too loud on Ustream, shouting out our voices. That's what I was telling you earlier.
I'm trying to get it from the headphones, but it's not.
Yeah, I could tell it was a little loud, yeah.
Ask him
The
how-
music's banging.
ask him how to-
Yeah, music is bad.
Ask him how it sounds.
Okay. I still got it up. Yeah, and then he said that Fatah, he got acquitted on fraud charges. So Fatah
wow.
Senior, he beat those charges, he said.
Because he probably had a lawyer.
Senior.
Because he probably had a lawyer.
Of course he did. I don't even know how he let his son do
Well,
that, yo.
that's just well, you know. When I think of
That's what I'm saying. How you gonna-
when I think of defending yourself, I think of that Long Island shooter. He was an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Malvin.
Malvin.
The one who was on the train. The brother that's no, that's what I'm thinking.
The 95 sniper. Got caught.
No, the guy that was on the Long Island Express. The brother, the crazy brother that was on Long Island Express.
Yeah.
WPEB. This is Derek Adger. This is Derek Adger. It's the one and only GK Kinsey. The one and only. The only one ever talks to me like that, brother. I know the iron in your voice, my brother. What's up, GK? Good to hear from you, brother. The only punk ass ever. What's up, GK? What's up, man? You got some. Oh, we appreciate the call, man. You want to jump in, man, on something, man? Absolutely. He said we're talking about too deep. He wants to lighten it up. We're too deep.
Too deep.
Hey, Gary, we will.
We're about to.
If you want, man, we about to get some hip hop soon, man. We love to hear what you think, man. Give us a call back in a bit. You want to call right back? That sounds great, Gary. We'll put you on the air. All right, Gary. Arizona.
That's what he did.
What did he say? What did he say?
Punk ass Arizona Cardinals.
He said, who else could this be? So we coming back, or you want to come back with,
Yeah, let's
who you want to go with?
I don't know.
I got this thing that's been laying here for 3 weeks now about the rush card and the problem with the Simmons rush card.
Do you have to, let's expound on the DraftKings.
That's from 4 weeks ago. You want to talk about that now? Let's do it.
Bubbling up.
Yeah, it's bubbling up now.
Yeah.
There's
I like
New York.
the rush card thing too. Boy.
Let's do both.
I'm gonna do both.
All right, you ready?
Which one are you gonna start with?
I'll come in with we'll come in with
Go rush card.
Rush card.
And then,
Yeah, then we'll do the music. Then we'll do our discussion, our question of the night about the music.
okay. Did you post it? The question?
We'll post it right now.
Dude, how was the movie?
Bond?
Yeah.
Bond was good.
It was good.
Bond was good.
I'm supposed to be going Saturday.
Last Saturday.
No, I'm supposed to
Let me just tell you, that clip you posted made me want to put some clothes on and drive the hell down to that set y'all went to last Saturday.
Oh man, that
That's
song was tremendous.
This boy, Rich Medina went to this Rich Medina set.
Yo,
First of all,
that
where's
joint
that
was
spot at, yo?
Down the neighborhood. Down.
13th Street?
Yeah. Yup.
Yo.
Something. And that
13th
joint-
and Chancellor.
Chancellor.
Oh, Chancellor's in South Philly on the back end, like
No,
schools.
man, so that's the gate.
Chancellor's right there in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Got you,
Right
okay.
near Woody's.
Right there, okay. So you,
It's on a
you
little-
clutched your
little
wife
street.
tightly and
I
drove
was
her
like,
along.
you gonna hold my
Yeah.
damn arm? And let these niggas
Matter of fact,
go?
stop and give me a kiss real
When
quick.
we came out, this boy was walking around with these butt shorts on. And these I was like, come on. I said, I gotta go.
This is top 3 Philly albums, right? Hip hop albums.
Is it albums
yes.
or art? I thought it was art.
No, Philly albums.
Philly hip hop.
Yeah, albums.
Eesh.
Albums, baby.
Eesh. I
Album.
did research.
That's do
I know.
you know what you're talking about, boy? Come on, you know what you're saying.
But I was on just my artists. My top 3
No, I was saying
artists.
albums.
So we'll say albums and artists.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna get to artists, of course.
Jeez. Cause I mean,
I got mine. I got my 3. I already know.
I sure know.
But how you,
I got my
qualifying just on what you like, or you
just dope. It's what just the dope.
What you think is dope?
I mean, it's because my 3 I think encompasses different eras. But I'm just saying those 3 that are like Philly, that are just like to me is the dopest. Okay, no problem. I got one quick announcement, David. I'll go ahead and read about poetry reading in the film workshop.
Build and Destroy Radio back on the air on WPEB. Good evening, everybody. We're back from a brief break. Those that are watching on Ustream saw some behind the scenes stuff going on as we prep for the next segment of the show. We're sitting here talking about a few things, discussing our weekends, and Snoop, I know we were just talking about a tremendous set you went to in Philly, hosted by Philly's own DJ Rich Medina, world-renowned DJ, and he did his thing, didn't he?
My goodness, it was the set was called Rare Grooves and House Music.
He's a house kid.
And
Medina's a house kid.
I mean, it was stuff I never heard in my entire life.
Right.
I mean, and I'm not a house aficionado, but I've heard enough to be like, oh, I heard this before.
Sure.
He was, man, when he said Rare Grooves, he never lied. I thought he was gonna give me a little bit more break beats.
Okay.
A little bit more, just extractions off of some.
Yeah, that's what Rare Grooves.
Yeah, exactly. When you say Rare Grooves,
some Afro funk,
exactly.
a little bit of that, something like that.
I mean, we stayed till maybe 1 o'clock, so I don't think I missed it, but his house set and just being a DJ, I don't know how to mix no whole bunch of house trance deep, like just that's a hard mix.
It's a skill.
He's just
He
flawless.
flawless with it.
Flawless with it. His mash ups were really good.
Mash down.
Yeah, his mash ups were really good. Like
Right.
he injected some tunes you knew over some house grooves. But the set was just crazy. Like it was definitely heads, because only heads knew about it, and they were there. I mean, cats was on the floor like doing like rural house steps.
Oh man, that's.
I was like, yo, I need my brothers here for this.
We'll be there the
It
next
was,
one.
yo,
Yeah.
it was legit.
We'll be there.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It was a legit,
Yeah.
legit set, yo. Definitely.
Sounds like a good time. Sounds like a good time.
Absolutely.
So maybe we need to bring back our segment, things I wanted to do, but I didn't because I was broke. Yeah, so that was one of them.
It was $6 online, $8 at
Yeah.
I
the
could afford that.
Yeah, I could afford that. So maybe just things I didn't do because I just didn't do it.
Right.
So sorry I missed that, So we were talking again off the break, during the break, and we're back again. Oh, but before we get into this, Derek has our community announcements about big things going on in the Southwest and West Philadelphia community.
Cultural enlightenment.
Oh,
We
enlighten me.
have
Derek,
a
enlighten me.
Poetry reading. M. Zadi Kita, Brief Evidence of Heaven. Poems from the life of Anne Murray Douglas. This will take place tomorrow, November the 12th. Join us for a reading and light refreshment with M. Zadi Kita, who will be reading from Brief Evidences of Heaven, Poems from the life of Anne Murray Douglas. This will take place at the Penn Book Center, right down in West Philly, 130 South 34th Street, University of PA, 19104. Again, that's tomorrow, November the 12th, from 7 p.m. on at the Penn Book Center.
Okay, so Build and Destroy Radio, not only feeding your mind, but also feeding your soul.
That's right.
With some good poetry readings. So you guys can check that out. Shout out to Barry Gordon, host of The Round Table with Cynthia and Denise. Barry's not in this evening. We miss you, Uncle Knowledge.
ATV?
Yeah, sorry you're not here tonight. Hope everything's going well. I'll talk to you soon. But that's the show that precedes us from 6 to 9. Those guys do their thing. NPR style, dropping tons of knowledge on everything from black kings to black popes and everything in between. So check them out. Again, they're on Wednesday 6 to 9 before Build and Destroy Radio. So talking about or looking over the news and saw a thing on Russell Simmons and this rush card thing he has going on. This has been going on since 2003. Anybody here have a rush card? Got a rush card?
No rush card.
No rush card? Okay. Well, again, Russell Simmons dropped the whole rush card thing out on 2003, with the goal being to reduce the cost of poverty for those who live in it. The rush card was one of the first plastic prepaid visas or credit cards, and it trumpeted a new era in credit for underprivileged people. The rush card dropped. And next thing you know, everybody had a card. You know, if you watch TV during the day, you see all these cards. But there has been problems over the past month or so with the rush card that has people kind of dismayed where they can't access their money. And for those of you that don't know what a prepaid card is, you take your money, you open up an account with this company, and whatever you put in is what your credit limit is on your card. So it gives people some boundaries and some structure to teach them financial responsibility.
And gives them options of for a place that accept, that don't accept cash. You have to, if you're renting a hotel, if you're running a hotel room, maybe this place require
you now have
Visa,
options.
debit, places that require a
plastic
bank
is
card,
big, of course, in this world.
Right. You can't do anything with cash.
Right. Hotel rooms, renting a car.
Memberships to gyms.
Memberships, payments for things online now.
Yes.
So he was kind of at the forefront of this, and it made Russell a lot of money. But like I said, this month, some rush card customers have not been able to access their money for nearly 2 weeks due to what appears to be a technical malfunction. Paychecks deposited directly onto the card simply vanished. The economically vulnerable people Simmons has sought to help were suddenly left out in a very precarious spot. So, there's some pluses and minuses to this. I think he really had best intentions. I think since then they straightened this problem out for the most part with the customers who lost their money. I do see the good in it, but I gotta be honest, when you start seeing the Kardashians and Justin Bieber with prepaid cards, I think the market may be a little bit saturated. So, but
and I mean, and the kinks aren't worked out. It's sad because the people, they featured a woman yesterday who's behind her rent. She's got a boot on her car because her money's there. She can't access it though. Wow. And she calls the Rush hotline. She's on hold for 4 to 6 hours, only to be told they can't do anything for her. Russ had promised 27 days ago that this would be corrected, and there are people that still don't have their benefits.
Wow.
After 27 days, we initially said, this will be fixed in 2 to 3 days. So, like you said, David, it was a noble idea, but when people start can't access their money and you're stretching people for months and putting people in binds.
Wow.
I wonder, can he access his money?
I think
is he having problems accessing his money?
In between yoga sessions and
trips to the Hamptons?
And trips to the Hamptons and everything, I think he should be, I think he's cool.
Absolutely. I think he can get into his offshore account.
Right, yeah.
Does his rush card work?
Yeah. In the immortal words of Russell Simmons, he tells the customers who can't access their money, thank you for coming and good night. And then he's off to the Hamptons. So, let's hope Russ gets this straight and takes care of the people.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Yeah, thank you for coming out tonight. Good night. So hopefully he'll get this straight, man. But another thing we talk about rental cars people can use with a credit card. You talk about hotel rooms. Another thing you use with your credit card, maybe your Rush card, maybe your Kamora Lee Simmons card, or your Justin Bieber card, or your Kardashian card, is go on FanDuel or DraftKings and play a little fantasy football. As you know, fantasy football has propelled the already massive sport of American football to unknown heights. I think all of us know at least one person, if you're not in a league yourself, that, messes with fantasy football big time. And it's taken the spectator sport of football to a whole nother level. It's already rabid. It's going to insane levels now with fantasy football and the earnings you can win in various leagues. So the two big dogs in this game are FanDuel and DraftKings. This is a subject that we wanted to talk about a few weeks ago with these two things, and I don't even remember what our first subject was going to be on with it. But it's back in the forefront of things again because the state of New York just made a decision ruling that fantasy football is illegal gambling, and it's now illegal to participate in these sports online in New York, which sets a very dangerous precedence for fantasy football online and what the stakes are going to be in Vegas and this, that, and the other. So the first question I have for both of you is fantasy football gambling. What do you think, Snoop?
Snoop, what do you say?
I say yes.
Absolutely.
I say it's gambling because you can't control the outcome. Anytime you can't control it, it's not blind like a lottery number, like 3, 4, 5 box.
Right.
Yeah, you can't control that either. Then there's gambling like playing poker or roulette or something where you can interject some skill or some strategy into it, but it's still pretty much luck of the card or where the ball bounces or whatever. So you can't control the players you pick. There's some skill involved with knowing players, knowing matchups, things of that nature.
Right.
But it's all about money, and these states, New Jersey, Vegas, they don't want anybody coming against their money.
No.
They're quote unquote legal gambling. So you just, dude, I'm peeved by it. I think
am too.
I am too, Snoop.
What are you guys peeved about?
I'm peeved
because
he nailed it. Snoop nailed it.
Because you as a legislative body, now you want to take. I come up with the idea to put it online, right? So now basically, I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen. These states and FanDuel and DraftKings are going to go to court, and they're going to come out with a settlement that they're going to get some of the money. The states, all of the states are going to start getting, because FanDuel and DraftKings last week had the best. The two companies had their biggest weeks last week, and they're getting it. They're getting it because people are going on. You can bet $10, and it's only for a week. And if you don't win, oh well. And then you can come back and
fresh again.
And that's $10, and you have the World Wide Web. One of the things that they've been fighting against a lot is the online casinos or whatever.
Right.
Because why would I drive to Atlantic City, go to Sugar House or wherever, when I can chill in my smoker's jacket, you know what I mean, with some hot cocoa, with a hot toddy, and just be chilling and just and drop $30 or win $30.
Right.
Just
and not have to worry about parking and hotel rooms
exactly.
and entertainment and food.
But and so here's and that's part of my peeve. The other 50% of my peeve is that it's people use it as entertainment, man. Like guys get together and have drafts. We get together and watch the game.
So bonding exercise.
And it's like, you know what? We put a couple dollars into it. You know what I mean? But now I can do this online, and we don't always have to leave the family or whatever. And it's just it's purely for fun. And I heard a lot of conversations, and the biggest thing about it is with sports gambling is you don't want people to start throwing games. That's the biggest issue with sports gambling. When you start just betting on the spread and the team, and then you get to the star quarterback, and you're like, yo, I got $5 million for you on this game. As long as you only win by 6.5.
Right.
So don't get that extra field goal or whatever. You can win the game or blah blah blah, or throw the fight or whatever. But you can't do that with fantasy.
No, you can't. And yes, you can. And now we're going back to what our original topic was when we were going to talk about fantasy football with FanDuel and sports game.
One of the guys
was that there was quote unquote insider trading, and they won in excess of $300,000. Now, when you talk about insider trading, and I had to do my research on
yours was on who was
injured.
Chosen.
Yeah,
what the matchups were, and what the most chosen players were. Who was going with what? Yes. It was like inside knowledge.
It was inside knowledge of who the matchups, who was playing against who.
Right.
Because what it was, like you said, it's a week-to-week league in both these things.
Right.
So each week, there's a pool of people, like you're in pool A, you're playing against 14 other people. The next week you might be. So these people had insider knowledge on who the matchups were, who you were playing against, which predisposed you to know who their players were in advance of who you were going to match up. So you could counter move to their move in advance before anybody else knew. Number two, they had insider.
Right there.
But they also had insider knowledge of.
Right there, is that luck or is that skill?
Well, it's skill aided by.
But do you, if you go to the casino and you play roulette, do you know where the ball's gonna bounce?
No, but they're not talking about roulette.
No,
but if you have a magnet underneath the table guiding the ball,
of course, that's cheating.
Or if you can count cards, it's the same thing, like counting cards or using devices to manipulate the roulette wheel. So they had that. They also had knowledge of injury reports from the league itself in advance of anybody else who was playing. So they knew who was going to be on IR or who was inactive. They had full lists of active and inactive.
And I agree. I
agree
with that being erroneous.
So that's big.
I agree with that being
right
out of the boundaries. But when at the essence of fantasy football is me and you picking a wide receiver, a running back, a quarterback, a defense, and a
well, you know what? At the essence, like you said,
I think. I think such is going to catch 2 touchdowns and have 100 yards rushing.
Well, that's it.
Like that's the essence.
Well, that's it at the essence. But when the government steps in, is what you said before. As soon as big money comes in, the federal government is like the mob.
That is unsettling.
Guido and Rocco want their cut when they see you're making money. They didn't pay any attention to this 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. They weren't paying attention to this. When they started getting stats that I just saw, that one of those groups, FanDuel or DraftKings, they're making $10 million a day, and they said they're still not making a profit. How are you not making a profit pulling in $10 million? They said one of those places is still not making a profit pulling in $10 million a week or a day, whatever. They said they're still just breaking even. How it is, I don't know.
Well,
but as soon as they see those numbers,
because of their advertising budget.
Oh, their advertising.
Their advertising is off the chain, but it's going to pay off.
But again, as soon as the government gets a wind of that, they're like, "Yo, where's our cut?" And New York drives the rest of the country when it comes to that kind of stuff because being the entertainment capital of the world, if you pass a ruling like that, all the other smaller cities and stuff are going to fall in suit.
Right.
So there's about to be a hell of a fight.
Oh, they just lawyered up.
They lawyered up.
Just lawyered up with major, not just they majored up with like international lawyers. So these lawyers are usually in Supreme Courts and courts all over the world. So they're about to fight this out. And basically, they're going to work out a settlement. They're going to work out a settlement because why would the government not allow them to do that if they can get a cut? You do the work and give us the cut. You go take your hard-earned money, open the store, sell your little sodas and your sandwiches, and give us 6% of that.
Where's our
every
money?
day off of your hard-earned work. So why wouldn't that?
So
you know what I mean?
So do either of you play fantasy football?
I stick to my parlay cards. That's about as much as I go. The parlay cards, that's dangerous enough for me because that's the more you play, the more you spend, the more you can win.
Right.
And the more teams you choose, the more you can win.
Right.
So that's all. I like where it is because that's controlled somewhat by my pockets. I'm not sucked into that. That's as far as it goes for me. I can't watch fantasy because I'm too tied into Arizona Cardinal football. I don't have time for what Le'Veon Bell's doing. I don't have time for what Arian Foster's doing. I can't worry about that.
Right.
You know, it's too hard for me to monitor that. I can't do it.
I can't root for. I can't watch a game. First of all, you go to the thing. The way we do football is too team oriented. So I can't not pick a player, Eli Manning, and want him to do well in the game, but lose the game.
That's too much. I got my team. I need to lose and just lose. I don't care. Lose. I don't got time for the intrinsic areas of the game.
Yeah.
Did he throw for 3 touchdowns? Okay, good, but he lost.
Yeah.
I don't got time. The loss is a loss is a loss. And it's stressful.
And you're dead on.
It makes it more stressful than it already is. I don't got time for that.
Exactly.
Watching my game is stressful enough.
And you know what? And that's what it was for me, and you nailed it on the head again. I did fantasy football for like a year and a half, and I had to bow out because just what you said. I loved the camaraderie, meeting with dudes at Hooters, eating wings, throw back a couple beers, picking, building a roster. After that, I was like, I have no interest whatsoever.
You get past
I'm
that.
not finding out who's on the waiver wire.
See,
I'm too
that's
caught up
much,
in
man.
my
It's
team.
too much, man.
Yeah,
These
I did it for 1 year.
These
I did it for
armchair
1 year. I was
GMs, and
like,
then you said, who's on the waiver wire? Should I drop this person?
Right,
I don't even understand the terminology. That's too
Right,
much.
right.
He got dropped. Well, I'm sitting here for
Right.
week 6. He got added. He got dropped. Look, dude, with your
Enough
roster, your
enough.
roster. What's
Right,
going on, yo?
Well, and
It's
that's
too much,
the
too
beauty
much.
of the week-to-week online leagues. Did you know what? I hear everybody talking
Throw a couple
about
dollars
this.
on it.
You know what? You know what?
I can see that.
I know.
I can see that.
We know enough about football that
Yeah,
we
you can put it together.
a squad that
If
we
you really
can
wanted to
do
dive
something.
head in, you can
And
do
you
it,
know what?
right.
I go online, shake the mouse, $10. What's the
Right.
to die? And I enjoy it for the week. I win, I lose,
And
I
let me
bail
tell you,
out. And I'm out.
those commercials are a cult because they run them so many times. You know, I had my phone, watching some football. I was about to like FanDuel.com. I had to shake it off like I don't want to play this. Like I'm not getting into this. I'm not doing it. So, we're gonna see how this plays out. With all that being said, Jordan Matthews is going against the Miami defense. Should I start him? Say don't play him. No, I'm not. I don't give a damn.
Take the win-win.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going. He said, go.
Come on, man. Win's a winner. Hell,
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yep.
So, you know what? Should we take a break? Another quick one?
Break, yeah, why not?
10 o'clock.
We're gonna heat the waves up in a moment.
Yeah, we're gonna heat this
We're gonna
up.
heat the
We'll be
waves
back.
up.
I wanted to take a break before we jump in our next time. We're gonna get into another passion pit for us, which is music. When we come back, a little after 10 o'clock again. This is Build and Destroy Radio. Thanks for watching us on Ustream.tv. Search Build and Destroy Radio. We're on Facebook with the same search call. We're also on YouTube as well. The number, if you want to give us a call, again, is 215-472-0882. That is the number you need to call in to talk to us, rap to us, give us your opinion on whatever. And that's it. This is Build and Destroy Radio, 88.1 WPEV. We'll be right back, y'all. Thanks for listening and watching. Yeah, because that joint, the one you put on.
Your jaw's coming?
Yeah, I'm getting a buzz. I'm clear, but I'm buzzing. Yo, you put that clip. You said he was mixing "Can't Find Love" with something else. Over the Fire. I was like, woo! That mix he's playing is crazy.
That was crazy, man.
We all dancing all night. Yo,
No, we was just chill. I mean, we just, yeah.
First of all, they had Narragansett, so it was a good night right there.
Yeah. It was. The spot was cool. But
Y'all
the
probably
spot
find
is.
Yeah, right there. It was a cool spot though.
The spot was cool, and it was. They have drag there some nights. It's
So don't mess around and go there on the wrong
Yeah,
night.
don't just be like, oh, this joint, let's go.
Yeah.
No, find out what's going on.
You need a calendar of events posted in your whip. It's real loud now. It got louder.
Louder?
Yeah. The heck is that coming up? It's right in that first one. With that.
This is your thing.
Yeah, it's like loose. That's mine. That's my volume. Turn me up. Right there is good.
I don't know. But then the desk was shaking. You ain't felt the desk?
I felt that a little bit. That's what you're telling me about?
Yes, it was one of
was
them.
like,
One of his bass or something.
I was like, what is underneath this joint?
You want to do weather when we come back?
I'm sure. Kick it off.
Then we're going to jump into this music.
Yes, sir.
What you playing?
I'm gonna hang out and then maybe drive to Virginia the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very possible. Crystal Field's up to it for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
On
I
Black
don't want
Friday
to do
or
our show. Oh, yeah, but I'm maybe come back Saturday.
You talking about leaving on Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Drive down, hit the road, get down to VA like around 5-ish or so, 5, 6 o'clock. Plenty of time for dinner and pull out and head back home Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it up?
What you got?
Weather.
No, what you got? Thanksgiving?
Oh, we're cooking at my mom. Okay. We're gonna start cooking like early today.
Y'all cooking at your house for and mom's?
Yeah.
Y'all doing it?
I'm just cooking.
I mean, are you and Tosh doing it?
Yeah, we gonna cook. Just chill.
Okay.
Really good now.
Yeah.
announce the show for the 26th.
Oh yeah, we'll do that after you do the weather.
Announce
Yeah.
that, some in-studio guests,
Right.
friends of the family or something.
Right. Yeah, there you go. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, we are back. Build and Destroy Radio, 88.1 WPEB. And, Snoop, you got weather.
We have weather. Build and Destroy Radio, folks. Wednesday, November 11th.
Yeah.
10:06 p.m.
That's right.
in the city of Belleville.
That's right.
Tonight, we are sitting at a 54 degree. Not a low, not a high, but right in between there. Going down to 50 degrees overnight. Tomorrow, we're expecting some more rain. 61 degrees as a high and 48 degrees as a low. And for your Build and Destroy Philadelphia weekend, windy on Friday with a high of 55 degrees and low of 39. Saturday, partly sunny or partly cloudy. 50 degrees. However you see your cup, I see it as partly sunny. 50 degrees as a high, 36 as a low, and to end the weekend, we have a sunny 57 degrees with a low of 39. And back to work Monday, sunny. We climb over 60, reach 61 with a low of 43. And that's your building.
Mark, if I could ask, what's that Sunday night weather? Around 8-ish or so. What
About
what's that?
8:30.
You could possibly give us around 8 p.m. What's our weather like around that
I can give you what it was last Sunday night.
What was the last Sunday night?
A lovely day. Oh, I'm sorry. All good, homie. It was all
I'm talking
good. That's the weather report.
in terms of temperature, Dick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Temperature was
I know. I want a lovely.
hot. You know what? In Texas, it was very warm. It was very warm in Texas.
Started to drizzle.
Saunders was at the
drizzle.
game. Saunders was there. He
beautiful.
witnessed it. Witnessed it.
And
Yeah.
that's your building destroy right there. Philadelphia, Southwest Philly, West Philly. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Mark Hurricane Bennett. We appreciate your weather, so people can be prepared for the conditions for the rest of the week.
Full service here.
Yes.
That's right.
And as Build and Destroy moves forward, we have a special edition show coming up the night before Thanksgiving. We're going to call this the special Red Cup edition of Build and Destroy Radio. Special guests will be in studio. Fun and frolic will ensue as people get ready. So make sure you tune in and check us out the Wednesday before
As you're
Thanksgiving.
preparing that turkey.
Exactly.
As you're making the mac and cheese.
Basting, cutting your sweet potatoes up, boiling your potatoes for your potato salad.
Cleaning them greens.
Get
Oh,
the chitlins
we were
ready.
talking off air about the plans. Let's hear with the people, man. What we doing?
Oh, for Thanksgiving?
What we doing Thanksgiving?
Besides eating?
I mean, what are you doing in the Hannah household?
Oh, the Hannah household will be lit up like it was last year. You know, collard greens cooking, and turkey basting, and sipping on a little something as we prepare for the holiday. You know, a little music playing. That's how I like to do it.
You might not get home Wednesday night, so
Be sure.
Yeah.
Just be clear.
Well, I'm gonna do some stuff prior to the show. I'm gonna prep. Yeah, a lot of chef prep.
Cutting up celery.
Yes, a lot. Yes, dice my celery.
Yeah.
I have a little machine. I dice my celery.
dice your celery.
My onion will be ready to
There
go.
you go.
You know, my stuffing will be prepped and my
We're
greens will be
gonna
slow
build and
cooking.
destroy.
That's right.
Yeah. It's gonna be a late one.
Yeah.
And I'll come in, I'll check, and, my rolls will be ready. You know, the missus will hold it down. But we'll be ready to go. It's gonna be a good time.
That's right.
Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Edger, what you got?
Besides commiserating with my B&B brothers and our friends in the family, I may hit the Virginia run. May make a run to 757.
Excellent.
To get with the Adgers. We'll see how the wife feels. I'll take him to drive down, but that's pretty much it. Can be either or. Either I'll be here and we'll cook, or I'll go to Virginia and enjoy time with my family.
How about you,
Got you.
Mr. Bennett?
I'm actually gonna be at my mom's house this year.
Nice.
Beautiful.
She's cooking.
No, my mom, has been a little ill.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
So family will
we'll
get
go over
together.
there
Okay.
and bless her.
That's good.
Everybody's
That's
prayers.
good. That's good.
Probably bring stuff, more stuff up there, whatever.
Nice.
So,
That's a good idea. I'll probably do it. Split some food between households.
Yeah,
Between my
yeah.
mother's and our house.
yeah,
Yeah.
we got the free giant turkey from
Shop right.
Shop
I got my
Right.
shop
Shop
right.
Right.
I will
I
get
gotta
my
take
shop
advantage
right.
of that.
You have
I've
to.
never got a free
I
turkey.
get a free turkey every year.
So what do you gotta bring your receipts?
No, just you just on your
Just
card.
keep
Your
swiping
card.
every
Your
time
card.
you go get a box of Oreos and a
That's
jug of
right.
milk, you
Use
get
your
points.
card. That's right.
And you know,
With your shop right card.
yes.
When you get your discount at
Yeah,
the
plus shop right
register.
card.
So you just show your card and say, oh,
And then
you built up
over-
enough to
You
do
put your
it.
receipt on your receipt.
Yeah, it tells you. I don't know anybody that buys a turkey anymore.
Who buys the turkey? David, obviously.
You know what? I don't even buy real. I get a turkey breast anyway and stuff it. You know, I don't get a whole turkey.
Gotta have
Yeah,
I go turkey
I'm a
breast.
dark meat man anyway. I'm a dark meat.
And other years I even bought a
Wow.
chicken. I even bought a
Okay,
chicken
okay.
instead
I
of
mean,
turkey.
yeah,
I bought a big roasted
I
chicken and did that.
too, but
Yeah.
gotta have filet.
Yeah, you gotta have something to drum
Ah.
in.
Yeah.
Get your King Henry VIII King
Right,
household
right,
drumstick.
right,
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what? As we move forward, I have to give a shout out. My wife Tasha Hannah appeared in the Daily News.
Yeah.
Big Rube's Man on the Street fashion segment. She did her thing, and she looked lovely as usual. Big Rube caught her on the street
Shout out
on
to Tasha
Monday.
Hannah.
Shout out to Tasha Hannah, whose birthday is coming up this Saturday. So, big shout out to the girl them called Tasha Hannah. Happy birthday, girl, to you. Coming up this Saturday. Hopefully, we'll have a good weekend for her birthday. Rich guy.
Yeah.
Have a beautiful
Come out with a
birthday,
shout
baby.
out person to hide
That's
your
right.
shoes.
Not that she's listening, because she's probably 3 sheets to the wind and asleep. But happy birthday! You can watch this on the stream. I'm shouting you out, and I'll see you later. Okay? But Snoop, we were talking about music, man. You've been playing some tunes this evening, sir. Tunes.
Plenty tunes, man.
So let's talk about some tunes, man. You know, we got a call saying we were being a little heavy today. We being too heavy today?
We always gotta lighten it
Yeah,
up.
we're gonna be light,
We gotta
heavy.
do it all.
Yeah, we go heavy cream,
Full
light
service.
cream, we go half and half,
Yes.
we do it all. Yeah.
Yes.
This is build and destroy. This is all. So, with that being said, listen, I want to know, Build and Destroy wants to know, top 3 Philly albums of all time.
And I'll set that
Hip-hop.
out.
Hip-hop.
Hip-hop albums.
I'll
I'm about
set-
to go somewhere else with it.
I
Okay,
said
hip-hop.
that. Oh man, if you go to just music, I mean, my goodness.
Yeah,
where
that's
did you
too
start?
that's too broad.
Good
That's
gracious.
too broad. Because I was about to go
Shiz.
Al Alberts on you like that. That Walter, Pump and Destroy, yeah, that was tremendous. Yeah. Yeah, that was a hot, yeah.
But,
So we're going hip-hop.
Yeah, but I thought it was a good topic. I just happened to be looking through the annals of Philly hip hop and thought, we discuss it. Our top 3 Philly hip hop albums. I'll kick it off. I gave some thought to it.
This is our Build and
I'll
Destroy
thought
question
it.
of
Y'all
the
can
day.
expound as you feel. I'm gonna go with. I'm running right down. Number
You
one.
starting at 3?
I'm starting at number 1.
You
Oh,
go 1.
you going one?
No, I'll go to 3.
Go
That's
three.
I'll go to 3.
Yeah,
give it a little
Then I'll run
drama.
my honorable mention afterwards.
Good.
Because my number 3 is Beanie Siegel, The Truth.
Wow.
That's my number 3 album.
Interesting.
Number 2 is I have what did I put as number 2? I have excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm take that back.
Number 3.
Yeah, number 3. Yeah, number 3 is Beanie Siegel. I'm sorry.
The Truth.
Number 2, I have DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
He's the DJ on the rap.
Yeah, he's a DJ.
That's on my, yeah.
I have that as number 2. I have number 1, an all-time Philly greatest hip hop album, The Roots, Things Fall Apart.
Wow.
Things fall apart.
Yeah, I think that album is just so magnanimous.
Yeah.
It's just so, it's such a clutch tour de force, man. That's one of my, you have that CD, we were talking about CDs previously, that if you lose it, you gotta go purchase it again. I would be mad if somebody stole that. I'd be mad if somebody stole my Things Fall Apart. Because everything from that album, from the concept, to the cover, to the songs, to the feel of the album, to me, it's just their best work. It really is their best work, and that's pretty much where I'm going at. And my honorable mention. And you know what? I'm prone to switch. I'm prone to switch.
You're
on
allowed
any
to.
good day.
You're allowed to.
Is 3 times dope original styling.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Snoop. I mean, seriously.
Clutch album.
Let's be clear. You talking about Philly
That still
hip-hop.
sounds good in your whip.
Yes, it does. You talking about
You
the
can't
beats
tell me
and ES.
in March when the weather breaks and you're moving, you get that first warm day,
Right.
and you hear that.
Not even like we did that.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That still sounds good. That sounds
That's
good.
where I'm going with it. So those,
Yes,
those are
sir.
those are my top. What do you guys think
Wow.
of that? Anything?
Okay,
You want to
three.
add or expand or detract or subtract?
You know what? At number 3, I'm gonna go Easy DJ and the Rapper.
Okay. Talk about that album real quick, David. What do you think about that album?
Easy DJ and the Rapper. I mean, it changed the game. You know, it was a groundbreaking LP. Parents just didn't understand, not only from a Philly standpoint, but from a national standpoint.
Right.
It put Philly on the map. It opened that whole fun rap genre wide
Absolutely.
open.
Sure.
Where they were the kings of that.
Yeah.
And it just had some stuff, and it also showed his skills as an MC and Jazzy's skills as a DJ were on display in that album. So I mean, it was just really it put the Philly hip hop scene in full technicolor.
Yeah.
It put color on the Philly hip hop scene.
Yeah.
Not only from, just from a physical standpoint, the album cover itself, the bright colors, the cock sportif ladies they had on, changed it. It just was that kind of album. Like I said, hip hop Philly was in black and white. That album put it in color. So that's number 3.
That's a heck of an assessment. We got number 2.
Number 2, I'm gonna go with Schoolie D.
I thought about Schoolie.
I'm going Schoolie
D too,
number 2.
Snoop.
But
I'm going Schoolie.
complete project
That's no
wise,
problem.
Yeah, it wasn't a-
Because his first album with all the clutch singles, it was really like an EP. It was like
Right,
really
it was
like a
an EP.
7-song
Right.
EP.
Right.
Maybe like a mini album. Wasn't really a full album. And then I think he revisited those on a
Yeah.
subsequent album. But
Yeah.
single wise, you can't front on Schoolie.
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
love Schoolie.
yeah.
Schoolie, just that song.
Yeah, but
single wise.
I definitely agree with you.
I'm from Winfield, so Schoolie
Yeah,
rep Parkside
yeah.
215.
Yes,
come
yes,
on.
too. Yep.
Schoolie rep, man.
Yeah, he
Schoolie
did,
rep.
he
So
did, he did.
that was the bull. That's still that beat comes with. It's still
Yeah.
hard. That's hard.
Yes.
You can't tell that's
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
Yeah, it is.
That's still hard.
It
You
is,
put that
yeah,
on Castle
yeah,
Rock.
Yeah.
See, you got me going singles, man. Singles are probably my.
And that's the thing, though, with us, with Philly, we got a lot of singles. We got a lot of singles.
Albums,
a lot
hip-hop
of artists
albums.
that make singles.
and that was the
You're thinking
dilemma.
that was your
The
first, right.
dilemma was getting an album. You said an album.
Yeah. You were in single mode too, weren't you?
I mean,
Give a number one, then, David.
Yeah, I
Give a number one.
So I could flip flop with number 2. I'll even put Schoolie because you made a valid point about a whole type project.
Right.
I'll make that my honorable mention. I just gave him a shout out because he's from Winfield.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'll go. If I'm really gonna go number 2, I'm gonna go ESC. I'm gonna go 3 times. Dope.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 3 times.
I think I'm
Dope.
going to use that in 2 as well. That
Yeah,
was
number
just-
2.
Yeah.
And number 1, I'm gonna ride with you because I was thinking, you just made it. Things fall apart. Got to number 2 because I was gonna go. Do you want more? But I'm gonna go.
Okay. Or Philadelphia Half-Life.
Or
I'm
sorry, that's the one.
Half-Life.
Philadelphia Half-Life is my favorite.
Oh,
show.
okay.
The one
I
before
respect
Philadelphia
that.
Half-Life is my favorite.
Okay,
show.
Snoop, what do you think, man?
I'm gonna go 3. Fresh Prince. Jazzy.
No Philly hip hop to play right now, Snoop.
Yeah, I'm searching, bro.
Okay.
So I was
That's
thinking.
hoping we'll get a little something.
Yeah, I was hoping you drop a
I
little
got you.
Schoolie or
Tough Crew.
some little tough crew. Come on, man. Little kick the ball. Man. Got a little kick the ball put on there.
The Crown
Probably my
Rulers were
favorite.
Jersey. Crown Rulers were Jersey.
All right,
But
Philadelphia.
that's still, like, but still, they got their love
Philly.
here. They got their love here.
Kick the
Kick
ball.
the ball out.
That's probably my favorite Philly.
Oh,
cut.
no, what?
What?
Okay.
Kick the
I
ball.
like my part of town, so I'm a huge on my part of
I
town.
like my part down too.
And what, you don't know? By Tough Wild
You
Love,
don't
that's
know.
still love
There's
that.
my shot.
Yeah.
So we come from a dancing background.
Yeah, that-
Dancing background. I was a used to get a 2-step on with that one.
There you go,
Right,
there you go,
bro.
Snoop. Clutch.
come
They know
on.
the question.
Come on.
Don't question
The question is hard, right?
Come on, man. I know you got it, son. I know you got it.
What I say, DJ?
Yeah, you went Jazzy.
2 is like I had Schoolie, but not for an album. Like,
No, for
like
no.
albums to me are you gotta have a
Still make a honorable mention of it.
He's an honorable mention, but I wanted to put him in there. I'm gonna have to split my two. I'm gonna go Schoolie's album and ES as two. And Illegal Half-Life was my number one.
Okay.
But you can go. Do You Want More, Half-Life, and Things Fall Apart.
Half-Life has Concerto the Desperado.
Yeah.
Right? That's why Half-Life is my favorite. Yeah.
Half-Life to me
They got some tracks on I love.
was the one coming off of Do You Want More.
Right.
Sonically, it just like you were like, are these live instruments?
Right.
Like on Do You Want More, you knew it was live.
They were replicating samples,
but
of
they
live
were
instruments,
doing
yeah.
samples live, and that was hip hop.
Right.
Like the Do You Want More, you had some people that was like, it was like, it's a little too eclectic, whatever. I enjoyed it, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Because Reek just showed his whole.
Oh, that was Reek's, yes.
Just, I mean,
It was.
just
It
as
was.
a,
It was.
like he more than just MCing. Well, I'm sorry, more than rapping, he MC'd a whole album.
Well, with that, can I interject our second Build Destroy question of the evening?
Sure.
What is the current state of Philly hip hop? Is Philly hip hop is it in good hands with Meek
It's
Mill?
not. It's not. It's
Not
not.
with Meek, no.
It's
What's
not.
the current state?
It's
Give
not.
me your thoughts there.
At the current state, it's in a state of flux right now. We have those. We still have those rappers. We still have those artists that I think are, you got the street level MCs. 'Cause we're known for our street level MCs. We're known for our gritty, grimy, bearded up cats from Southwest and from Olney and from
South Philly, North.
South Philly and
North.
Frankfurt,
Yeah.
North Allegheny. These guys, we got those spitters. We have those spitters that can get on Cosmic Kev's show, give us 16. Dutch and Spade, the major figures. You still got Gilly and them guys.
Chris and
Hold them, Chris and
Chris and
Neat.
Neat.
Hold down, Petey Crack. Hold down a whole generation of cats. Their crews
They're
are the type of
OGs now.
they are
They're
OGs.
OGs.
But you know what, David? They're like helming those crews of dudes who just can't get on. Right now, I think Meek has us in a box because people think Philly artists, when they think Philly hip hop, they're thinking in terms of Meek, not necessarily Black Thought. Black Thought is like when you think of Black
He's
Thought,
worldwide.
oh yeah, you think exactly. You're thinking of worldwide. But to me, the king of Philly is Black Thought.
Of course.
If you're not talking single, I want to hear about King of Philly.
Of
I know
course.
Gilly uses that title, but I mean, Gilly got to give him his credit. I mean, the boy, he's
Yeah,
still
no,
there.
yeah, no, Gilly.
His new song is trash, by the way.
I haven't heard his new
Let's
song.
be clear. His
Well,
new song is
I saw
trash.
it. Well,
David,
it's
it's
for
trash.
album.
It's trash.
Gilly, first of all, you got to go behind the scenes with Gilly a lot.
Right, right.
And when you look at his extensive work in hip hop,
Yeah.
he's a problem.
Definitely.
He's a
Oh,
problem.
Gilly can
He is
MC.
a
I
problem.
agree. I
But
agree.
when it comes to putting that piece of steel in your hand,
It's nobody gonna
never
do
use a cordless, never stand a floorless, you got to represent some Black Thought up in Philadelphia. Cause
He's the stand.
Yo, dude, I do a whole 2 hours on Black Thought. Don't get me started. I'll do a whole 2 hours on Black.
But there's two people that I beg to say, they're both from Philly, that I will put my Philly reputation and paycheck on, that they will hold against anybody. And that's Reek against anybody on the mic, and that's Cash Money or Jeff against anybody.
yeah,
I'll put a paycheck.
Oh,
I mean, to me, that's the whole thing there. We talk about DJs for the 2 hours too.
I think we have a caller.
Oh, we got a caller? Okay, let's see who's joining the Bull Destroy.
Let's continue this conversation.
Yes.
I think we're showing our age a little bit. Because again, we talk about the industry being a copycat industry. So it's a success of Meek Mill.
Okay.
They immediately started looking for the next Meek, and I think they had dubbed or anointed Quilly Mills as the next.
Right.
Because Quilly sounded just like me.
Right.
That same loud, frontal, abrasive style and whatnot.
Yes.
Now I don't know what's going on with Quilly now. I
Okay.
think Quilly might be in jail. Actually.
Okay. Wow.
Because Quilly was
Okay.
supposed to be that next bull
Sure.
coming up.
David.
Right behind me.
Right. Absolutely.
And I haven't heard anything from Quilly.
Okay.
Okay, we have a caller on the line right now. We're gonna put him up.
GK.
Okay, caller, you're on the air. Are you there? What's going on, man? Who is this? Gary, what's good? What's good? Good evening, sir. What's on your mind, Gary? There go speaker. Yeah, hold on one second. We're trying to get you up louder. Okay, you there?
Hey, yeah. I think I lost you for a second.
Oh, we're here, Gary. We're here.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah. What's up?
What's
Ed?
going on?
What's up, Gary?
Welcome to
Kinsey?
Phil Detroit Radio,
Long
sir.
lost brother. What's up, baby?
Oh, man. So I'm on Facebook and I see this advertisement. And I thought it was just like one of those like still shots that you just kind of do to put on Facebook. And I realized this is an actual real thing. So I had to check y'all out tonight.
Oh, Gary, thanks for checking out,
Thank
brother.
you so much.
Conversation in the beginning, but you know, it kind of reminded me of the Bill once y'all started talking about hip hop.
Indeed, that's the essence, Gary. Yes.
Yep, that's what we're trying to tap into.
Well, Gary, you know you're a Philly. Your hip hop knowledge is well documented. You were at the center of many conversations at the Ville. You know that. Me and you have had our discussions. We've had our arguments. You and I tag teaming G-Rap and Kane against this person. So what's your thoughts right now with just what our album line? Do you have any thoughts on our top three or your feelings on Philly hip hop?
I couldn't believe that you had the audacity to leave 3 times dope out of your top 3.
No,
I did have to switch that. I did have to switch that, Gary.
Very good.
I changed it to number
It was a
2.
dilemma.
I changed that back to number 2.
Okay.
I did change it. You were right. I changed that to number 2 and made Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince honorable mention.
Yeah. I would have dropped Beanie.
Okay. The truth. Okay.
Beanie did a lot, but when you think about Philadelphia classic hip hop artists, you can't have the conversation in top 3 without 3 times dope, without Fresh Prince, and excuse me, and Jeff, and you clearly can't leave out the Root.
Right.
Definitely.
That was our top 3
That's
right
a good
there.
point. That's you pretty much summed it up.
And for whatever reason, look, I'm a 40-something-year-old man
Absolutely.
As we all
now,
are.
and been through it a bit. Grew up, love Philly, will always rep Philly. The one song that I will still, for whatever reason, just makes me proud to be from Philadelphia is when I hear My Part of Town.
My
My
part.
part. Yep.
Rock on.
Yep.
What about
Yes, sir.
what about Summertime?
Listening to an old school hip hop station, they rarely play it, but when that comes on, that just reminds me of being, from Philly, growing up in Philly in that era, and all the things that song represents.
Right. And Gary, along with that, one of the things I think a lot of people associate Philly with too is the Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff Summertime.
Of course.
And, I mean,
Summertime.
Yeah.
That
and it's kind of that song that comes. It's only in rotation for like 6 months a year, and it's kind of like fall when the leaves fall. It's about to be that time when you start hearing Summertime on the radio, and you're in like May, or like early May, mid May, and it starts coming on. The weather starts to break. It's time to pull out the grill. It's time to get a fresh pair of white on whites. It's time to go get some new cargo shorts or whatever the latest lay. Like get the new can of wax for your car, whatever it is. It's about to be on.
So do we get his number 1, Gary? Who's your number 1 then?
That was spot on, man. I mean, summer isn't summer unless that song hits the airwaves at some point and you get that vibe going. It's incredible how much longevity it has.
True indeed.
My number 1, you gotta give it to Illadelph Half-Life.
There it
Illadelph
is.
Half-Life?
He rides with me on that.
Yeah. I mean, and clearly we were all probably a little biased here because we were kind of, there when it actually got started for them. But I mean, when you look at the body of work, when you look at that album particularly, there's no question that's probably one of the most complete works coming out of Philly ever.
Absolutely.
Illadelph's right there. I mean, I still leave the things fall apart, but like I said, Illadelph's right there as well. You can't
you can't sleep. But I know you went, to the greatest man alive. You can't sleep on Act Nicholas, man.
No, you
No,
cannot.
definitely.
The Hack Nichols one, no, you
Had
cannot.
a lot of sleeper hits on it.
You talking about the second 3 times dope album, Gary?
No Word.
Oh yeah, Mr. Sandman.
Yes, Mr.
Sandman.
Sandman.
Oh, clearly, Gary, clearly,
Yes, sir.
clearly. And 3 Times Dope. Woody Wood was the first person I ever saw use a beat machine like that.
Live.
Live. With the beats like that.
Which is common.
And oh man, yeah, and everybody's
Very
doing
true.
that. But you would see Wood bang out those beats like that. Those beats were
On an
awesome.
808, yeah.
His beats were tremendous.
And that's what Philly gets is a bit underrated with DJs. You know, they talk about kind of, you know, the MCs and how we kind of set the trend for some of the more light-hearted stuff with the Fresh Prince, and you know, we really took it to, you know, to the more hardcore stuff with, you know, the rise of Beanie and you know Schoolie and all those dudes. But I mean, the DJs. I mean, as you and I used to talk about, you know, pushing the broom all the time.
Oh, Gary, still one of the all-time greatest displays of turntablism. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't know, Google it if you can. I think you can find it if you go to Cash Money's set on Lady B's show. It's iconic, Gary. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Which is why I still maintain I would put a paycheck on Cash or Jazzy Jeff against anybody in this world. And I believe they would hold their own. I would put a paycheck up against them with those dudes.
Two quick things. First of all, in my early days, I mean, I was still in high school, growing up in Nicetown, which is right next to Hunter Park, doing in the park jam with Woody Wood, with me rapping and my DJ right there with Woody Wood cutting with a saw. He used to have a little saw that said Woody on it, and he would use it and cut and scratch with the saw.
Wow.
So I'm definitely aficionado. My second spin-off question is, and this is one of the great hip-hop debates, especially a big Philly debate, who's better, Jazzy or Cash?
Wow.
Wow, that's
Yeah, I mean, it's been many nights sitting up, and it's like splitting hairs. It's like splitting hairs.
At the end of the day, I'm just gonna say this, and I do want to hear your quick viewpoint on this, Gary, before we let you go. I'm gonna just say Jazzy Jeff is the most technically sound DJ ever. Cash has the better tricks, and I think Cash's wow factor is amazing. But Jeff he does not make mistakes. There's never an offbeat. Jeff is so he's so one with the turntables. It doesn't make any sense for a man to be that in tune with what he's doing with the turntables. You can Google. I mean, the YouTube's a great thing, but when you watch a Jazzy Jeff routine, chills run up and down your spine. They do the same with Cash, but Jeff is such a technician.
Absolutely.
He's an icon of the game too. People look up to him. Turntable has revered Jazzy Jeff's name, so I will go Jazzy Jeff at the end of the day, I think. Gary, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I think Jazzy Jeff, for me, gets the edge in creativity.
Slight edge.
I think Jazz, his skills transcend just turntable playing. His skills just as a producer are outstanding.
Yeah.
But I tell you, man, I mean, I could easily be swayed.
Cash, you sure could.
Oh, yeah.
Gary, if you put on Pushing the Broom right now.
Battle, the Cash. Talk about a technician and the creativity.
Dude, I would pay $100 to get into that
Volts?
a battle. If they had a battle at like the Wachovia or something, I'd pay I'd pay over $100 to go and just sit through sets of them cutting all the classics. And that's why I picked Jazzy because I picked Jeff because when Edge and myself, when we used to DJ back in the day, it wasn't about the tricks. It was about keeping a party moving. And people don't understand some of the terminology. There's cutting and there's scratching. And they're totally different. A lot of these cats today scratch. And they're scratch magicians. And Cash Money is a magician. And Cash can cut. But Jeff still cuts to this day. And he cuts and he's a scratch mechanic. And Jeff is just like you said, flawless, man.
Yeah.
Hey Gary, do you remember Cash's Pump Me Up when he does Pump Me Up? I mean, when he does Trouble Funk's Pump Me Up. I mean, you're talking out of pocket. That's another thing I remember from Cash. I remember certain songs and beats that he done. I remember seeing Jazzy Jeff at the Wing cut Cerrone for the first time. You talking about changing my life? Like literally, I thought I was gonna have a heart
That changed
attack.
my life, too.
To see
Cerrone
Jazzy Jeff
at the
cut
Wing.
Cerrone, Garrett,
Come
Kevin.
on.
I mean, David.
Yes.
Jazzy went Cerrone.
Well,
Because that's one of the
we
greatest.
that night? Yeah, I was there too, yeah.
David, that's one of the all-time great breakbeats because it's only about 10 seconds long, and to have somebody do something with that, and it's so orchestral that it's so orchestral and sounds so good when they do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't
Hook
do
me
it.
up
David.
with Cerrone.
You got me.
Those are the
David, you
ones.
get me out of my zone. You get me out of my zone.
Hey Gary, thank you for calling in, brother.
Yeah, man.
I wanna-
This is fun, man.
Don't be a stranger.
You guys are doing this. I miss you guys. Keep up the good work, man. I support you.
Gary, thanks, boy.
It's
Love you,
equal,
boy.
man. And if we don't talk to you, Gary, please call us again. But if not, enjoy your holiday
Yeah,
season.
man. Well, you know we got to get into that Kane and T-Raps.
Oh, for sure.
We
It's
will
coming.
get
It's
there.
coming.
We will. It's coming. It's coming.
And Gary, we gotta get there December 20th too, because I don't think I'm not coming for your chin. I love you, but I am coming for your chin. I am coming for your chin December 20th. Let's be clear. A revamp of the vet, Gary. You can get it again. Don't forget the Kwame Lassiter game, Gary Kinsey. We were there.
I would escort you up the one of the Eagles jerseys.
Indeed, Gary.
All right, so.
All right,
All right, Gary.
Go Birds.
Peace out, baby.
Take it easy. Thank you, Gary. All right, peace.
David, you got me hyped.
Yeah, I got the joint the latest.
David, we might have been there together at
I
the
think
Wing.
we were there at the Wing. What just came out of there? The sun was coming up.
Yes,
The
yes.
sun was coming up.
Wind ball.
Oh,
The
man,
Wing
Snoop,
Ballroom.
you talk about. Look. You know how that break is, David. You know how that break is.
They have a tour
It's
in New
so
York.
clutch.
They have a bus tour in New York that takes you by the history of hip hop, takes you all the important spots. If they had one in Philly, you'd have to go by the Wing Ball
definitely would.
and tell people
Yeah,
what
you
that
would.
was.
The wind
Well,
ball.
Cornell-
Philly tour,
Wagner's.
Wagner's,
Central High School.
Central High School,
Yes.
yeah, indeed.
Jeez.
You had to take them to the spot where after midnight was.
Absolutely, yes. You could take a tour.
Oh man, the
you
tour.
Could, you could.
Central High School is so important.
Yeah, Central.
St. Joe's Prep.
Spin bad. When,
No.
come on. Let's
That's
be clear.
where, that's
Miz
where
and those guys.
Jeff and Will.
And Will
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
the
yeah.
chops. They cut
Yeah,
the
right.
blade got sharpened up at Central.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Cash
Wow.
money. Wow.
Cash money.
Be on there.
You're listening to the sounds of one DJ Jazzy Jeff.
That's right. That's right. Hey,
Yeesh.
build and destroy radio. All right, so we might just do this now.
Let's do this
It's
now.
about 25 left,
Okay.
rolling to 20
Get into it. Well, maybe we
little
can get into
NFL
it.
talk discussion. We talked about hip hop. We're going to finish things off like we do every week with our NFL roundup and our picks for this week. And when you're talking about the NFL roundup for week 9 rolling into week 10, you have to begin and end with last Sunday night. A huge statement victory for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the way it goes every year between the Cowboys and the Eagles. Somebody gets somebody in their house and they come back and revenge is sought. And usually what happens is somebody's season is ruined with one of those wins or losses. I think we laid the proverbial smackdown on the Cowboys season last Sunday. They're on the ropes. Life support is evident.
Wow, David. Be careful what you ask
Jerry
for,
Jones,
David. Be
there's
careful
nothing
what you ask for.
worth nothing worth the price of admission of watching Jerry Jones' leathery, stiff face stand up and leave the booth. And another dejecting.
I'm not gonna front. It was funny when he got up.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I won't front. That
With
was
his son-
funny.
with
When
his
he got
son
him all
in tow.
abrupt.
With his
when
son
he got
in
him
tow.
abrupt, they with Jordan Matthews scored
Yeah.
that touchdown. He got him all abrupt. He
Yeah,
like,
abrupt.
he just had that look.
And to all
They
a
don't
good
they
night.
don't really show the heat miser on.
And to all a good night. They showed little Jeffrey with his
They did show the heat miser.
With his-
with his
show them.
mommy.
with his
With his
Asian
new
princess
mommy,
with
yeah.
his Asian
Yeah.
princess with him. Yes, they showed Jeffrey. But again, Eagles huge win against the Cowboys last week. Got them to 500. Things are trending positive. Probably more positive than it has all year. We'll see if they can pick that up and continue that against the.
They got a nice
against
stretch coming.
They
A very
do,
nice
they do.
stretch.
Very
Stretch
favorable.
coming, yeah.
5 of
Very
8 at
favorable.
home down the stretch.
They're not gonna win all
No, they're not going all three, but they get 2 out of 3. I'd be happy with that. We'll see what starts with Miami this week. Even though a big loss, we lost a rookie who was really making an impact on the team overall, and was doing his thing. Jordan Hicks out with a pectoral injury, torn pectoral muscle, done. They had to shut him down. But again, the things that we criticized Chip Kelly for, Chip the GM, seems to be a position of strength. The linebacker position. So even though Jordan Hicks came out of nowhere and just proved that he is beyond his years as a young stud linebacker, he's shut down. We get to come back with hopefully Kiko Alonso will be sharper. We come back with with the veteran linebacker, whose name I can't.
D'Amico?
We re-signed Samuel Acho, and we get what's his name back this week? D'Amico Ryans comes back this week, so we'll see. So ripping around the league headlines this week. The return of JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul, to the New York Giants, minus 2 or 3 fingers. Did you guys get a chance to watch any of this? He did
okay, man. He did okay.
He actually played pretty well.
He did play pretty well. His glove is weird. You see his glove?
Yeah,
glove is real
strange.
Real
strange. But he actually played well. He was all over the place. His conditioning seemed, was strong. He got after the quarterback, got around the edge pretty well, made a couple tackles.
Y'all still had them again, right?
We got one more with them.
New York.
In New York. The end of season.
Oh, that's the last.
That's an elimination game, which is like the last game of the year.
Wow.
That's probably going to be an elimination game.
Man, you dudes with this.
That's for the division, probably. Most
crazy.
likely, yeah. That's probably going to be for the division.
Well, they should take a loss this week.
Who do they got?
Patriots.
Oh. Belichick and L.
Oh, yes.
Belichick and L. Yeah, that should be an L.
You can count on that then.
But if anybody can rise up out the ashes and beat Bill Belichick, it's Eli Manning and Tom
But
Thompson.
when they've beaten them in the past, it's with their pass rush has been
With straight hands.
incredible.
And
And they just,
Omen
they
Yora,
don't
Human
have
Yora.
it. They don't have it.
and Justin Tuck,
They don't have it.
that kind of leadership. You don't bring that kind
And
of
they don't
leadership
beat them
on
in the
trees.
regular season, so
Right.
they're not winning.
What other news? You know what? One of the conversations we had coming into the Packers, coming back down to earth.
Relax.
Panthers, 7-0,
8-0.
8-0.
No, yeah.
Wow. Somebody break up the
Cincinnati.
Panthers. Cincinnati's 8-0. Finally maturing. The Red Rifle finally gets his caliber up.
Broncos take a L.
Yeah.
Broncos take
Good
it.
job, Akeem Talib.
Yeah.
Genius.
It's a poke in the eye.
That was.
And you know what? We can't dance around. Speaking of geniuses, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. What's the deal with Greg? Greg Hardy is a bad dude, man. I don't know. You could talk about Stu. You try to defend the pick like Jerry.
The dude looks like he's got
Anybody-
some screws.
There's something wrong with Greg Hardy.
I mean, you see when the
There's something
dude
wrong.
looks like
There's
he
generally
doesn't
something wrong with
he
him.
doesn't look right, man.
There's something not
His
right.
anger is so it's literally like you could sneeze wrong in another room and he would come in.
It's
there
like I
and knock
tell
the
people,
block
he's
off.
one of those cats. When football is taken away from his life,
Yeah.
you're gonna hear 2 or 3 years after he's retired, he's gonna be holed up in a with a police standoff with a woman
Right,
in a room
right,
with
right.
semi-automatic weapons and
Right,
talking
right.
about he's gonna kill everybody. He's got problems.
He does,
He's
he
got
does.
problems.
He's not a good
Snoop, you asked a couple
not a
weeks
good
ago, wouldn't any of us sign? I wouldn't have signed him if you paid me to sign him right now.
It's not.
Don't want him. Don't
It's
want
not,
him.
it's
in my
not
life.
that deep. It's not that
It's
deep.
not.
And
Yeah.
that's where.
He's not unstoppable.
Go ahead and
He's
defend
not-
that.
He's not. He's
He's
not.
a good player. He's not a
He
game
got
changer.
gamed up by
He's not a
Kelly
game
last week.
changer.
Come on, man. He made
He's not-
no
no, he's a
plays.
hell of a player, but he's not a game
Well,
He
changer.
got shut down last week. He didn't do anything
Listen,
last week.
I'll defend him from a Cowboy standpoint. He was affected by all the
You can see he was affected.
You can see he was affected.
They got
and
him.
Eagles players also noticed that he
Sure,
wasn't
sure.
he wasn't as tenacious and just breathing fire and the madman that he usually is. And the question was asked in Cowboys Nation is, was he affected by what's going on, and is he going to be able to respond and come back from it?
We'll see.
And we'll see.
And with all that being said, he was affected. He still puts posts up that he's the victim. How are you the victim, my dude? What is going on? Like,
Well, what was? Do you know? What
he had put a post up, like he had to take it down eventually, but he put a post up like hashtag judge me, and I'm the victim here. All kinds of hashtags.
First of all, it wasn't the folks. I do know what the folks said. It said people don't have all the facts, and that.
I'm sure they don't. What, they missed some bruises on the young lady's body?
They didn't see all the bruises.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to
Come on,
defend.
man.
I'm not going to defend
You can't.
his actions because they are indefensible. You're
not.
right. I think the bigger issue is when you get into professional sports, and professional sports is now trying to make a shift and trying to include character over talent.
Well, they're trying to sell it.
They're trying to sell it, right? That we're more about character over talent. And I at its core, and plenty of NFL players have come out in the past 2 weeks and have given so many stories of things that have gone on that are just that haven't been known as much as they are known now. I mean, we know the Love Boat in Minnesota. About
the White House in
Dallas. I mean,
that's regular NFL stuff. So your point is what though?
The point is that how many NFL players that play a violent game have had domestic issues? There are tons, and a lot of them have been swept under the rug. And NFL players themselves have come out and said things, and even gave accounts of police when they get to the scene and it's you. You know what I mean? Let's handle this with kid gloves, and we dice things up.
Preferential treatment. I understand, but
but
I still don't know what you're getting at with it.
Because there's a bigger point.
And
you guys signed Michael Vick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Vick was hailed as a heinous creature, right?
To animal lovers, yes.
You don't think electrocuting a dog is a heinous act? I mean, I couldn't do it. I have a dog. I couldn't imagine my dog being.
I can't imagine that either. It was wrong, but the big difference is Michael Vick served his time, and once you serve your time and you pay your debt to society, hold on. Once you pay your debt to society and you do your time, you are allowed to have a second chance. That's what it's about. Can we not compare dogs and beating a woman in the same sentence?
No, but you have to.
No, you don't. It's not the same. It's two different
It's
levels.
the same, David. But Snoop's point is it was two heinous acts that they were judged for on a professional athlete scale.
Right.
Whether it was, you said it's clearly two different situations, but they both were judged personally and professionally in the NFL field of judgment. Based on what they did, so with two heinous things, you can compare. They're completely different.
Take it to Ben Roethlisberger. Take it to Ben Roethlisberger. What was his accusation?
Rape.
He got rape. Yeah.
Rape.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
he didn't do any time for it.
Exactly, and Greg Hardy didn't have to serve any time. He was convicted by a judge. He asked for a jury trial.
I don't want to go through every case of this tons through the history. This is a thing that goes on in sports. Period. More likely football. My question to you is let's talk about Greg Hardy because we're running out of time.
Go ahead.
So what do you think should be done with Greg Hardy at this point?
I don't think anything.
You don't think anything?
I really don't. And that's not just because he's on the Cowboys. I think Ray Rice should be in the league.
That's what I'm saying. Ray Rice doesn't have a job.
Right. I think Ray Rice. But Ray Rice should be in the league to you.
I think so.
Why? What's the difference?
I think he served his penance.
I'll tell
you. He was contrite. He was apologetic.
Hold on.
He showed some level.
No, he did.
He was contrite.
No, he did.
He showed contrition.
And that's admirable. And I wish Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy has not shown anything.
He doesn't.
Greg Hardy should not be in the league right now. Greg Hardy should not be in the league.
You still choose to take me a clown.
He's still trying to paint himself as a victim.
You basically like nudge, coming out with guns blazing.
It's not.
Making comments about Tom Brady.
It's not the crime. It's the contrition. It's not.
And so what's hard? Michael Vick had contrition.
Yes, unfortunately.
Ben Roethlisberger had contrition. Ray Rice had contrition. Greg Hardy.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't
And that's
get
right,
it.
that's
He doesn't get it.
doesn't
And
get
there's
it.
a deeper, from what I can see, there seems to be a deeper
It's not
problem
worth
with
it.
this
It's
guy.
more headache than it's worth.
Right, it's more
Keep
than
on
that.
going
That-
forward.
that-
He's not that. He's not a quarterback. Smith. He's not your
That's-
quarterback.
Right.
Here's
There you go.
Defensive lineman whose
Will-
production can be replaced
Will-
by numerous other players who can step
Will-
up and or get you some sacks. He may be the best.
Well,
defensive lineman in town.
that was my initial point about professional athletes having a skill set and having a talent that you can't just replace. He was number 3 in sacks. He came after a year and some layoff and had 2
And to your
sacks.
defense, there were at least 2 other teams that won
There was
him.
other
But-
teams that was in the
But
market for him. of
again,
course.
Jerry Jones, I can't even put it in
He's gotta be
words.
cut.
I mean,
That's
come
my
on, he's
fault.
got to be
But
cut.
it's what
He
it
should
is.
be cut. He
But-
should be cut.
but
Is it really? Is it that
but-
deep? Is it really in the end?
But David, let me ask you, I'll pose this question to everybody. If you have a domestic dispute and you serve no time and you are suspended from your job and then you go back to your job and then the pictures of the domestic dispute magically appear into the air after you served your suspension, after you went through the court system and you came out of the court system.
Right.
Then when you go back to work, then you should have further actions taken at your job, at your workplace.
All I'm saying is that nothing was done for a guy that is obviously a bad dude. The league tried to do what they could do. The NFLPA stepped in and did their part.
It wasn't even an
And-
NFLPA. The bargain,
because of the collective bargaining-
the misconduct policy wasn't in place.
They still
tried
yeah.
to give them
Right, they still represented him, but the
games.
point, I'm not going to get caught up in semantics with this whole thing. The fact of the matter is, no matter how you look at it, in the court of public opinion, and just from a blind eye standpoint, this is a bad dude that has issues. And your owner is the only one that can ultimately do something with that. And we're going to see which way he plays. Is he that hard up for that level of production from a defensive lineman that he's willing to brush that kind of behavior to the table? So this isn't his first time. This isn't his first dance with objectionable behavior that's been kind of pushed aside. A guy killed his friend. It was a tragic accident that happened. Mr. Brent was playing the next year. I'm not going to say the Eagles wouldn't have did that either. But he did get back. He got back on the team. He was reinstated with the team, right? So,
and the reasons were,
he made a mistake. That was just a terrible mistake he made. Right.
For him, he did not.
Right.
That's not an accident.
But
Let's get to these picks.
so we're running out of time. We're going to roll into the picks. Greg Hardy situation. I just posted a question on Facebook about your opinions on Greg Hardy. Interested to see what other people think about this. We will see how this hand plays out.
And I mean, I've really, I've been looking on national media, and the national media coverage of it has died down until he put out a tweet.
The tweet, exactly.
Yes, until he put out
This
a
guy,
tweet.
he just doesn't
But-
get it. He does not get it.
But the Philadelphia coverage of it won't let it die down.
Of course, we
So,
can't stand
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Okay, exactly.
Of course.
So ask the other question: if he was on the Cleveland Browns, would it even be an issue?
Let's hear
And,
it there.
it is here and there, David.
Here and there.
You don't want to acknowledge that.
Here
Just
and there.
let's get to the picks.
I don't care if he's playing for the Toledo Mudhens.
Let's
He
get
still
to the
did what he
picks.
did. So
He did.
He did. Whether it died down or not, he still did it. So that's moot. He still did it, and it has to be dealt with.
And
So
so,
let's
did,
go to the
so did
pick.
Michael Vick.
Winner
And
of
you
the
celebrated.
league.
And he did his time. He did 2 years in federal penitentiary.
So-
that's not a walk in the park. And he was contrite
And
about
he did-
it.
and
He
he
didn't
did-
even
he
put
was
tweets up.
He was contrite.
He was contrite, and he still is contrite. He's been
So
around
Greg
since
Hardy
he's
comes
been-
out and makes a statement of contrition.
Greg Hardy got
It's
a lot of-
fine.
yeah,
Then it's
yeah,
fine.
yes.
Then it's fine. Okay,
It's not
fine.
fine.
It's fine. No,
No,
it's
it's
all
not
right.
But when you also,
It's fine. Then it's fine.
You're
I understand what you guys are
It
saying.
smacks in the
fine.
face of arrogance.
Yes,
then that's a
yes,
problem
and
too.
he
And he's going the complete opposite way. He doesn't get it.
Doesn't get it.
If he takes his meds and
I
he's
I
contrite,
wish
then we
him
get
nothing
it. But
I wish him nothing but ill will. I was the winner last
I
week,
wish you no
fellas.
book it either. What do we
I
do?
won 9, Snoop 8, David you're 7. The stats right now: David 82, Snoop 81. I'm 80. So
Wow.
neck and neck. Let's run into
Cut
these
the
picks,
gap.
guys.
Cut the gap.
Yes, indeed. Buffalo and New York Jets tomorrow.
I'm going with the. I'm going Jets.
David Jets. Snoop, what do you got?
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna go Buffalo.
I'm gonna go Buffalo too. I think Jets will shut them up, but I'm gonna go Buffalo. Okay, for Sunday's game, Detroit at Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Okay, Dallas at Tampa Bay.
Sure. At Tampa.
It's actually a tougher game to sound.
And it definitely is. You're right, Jameis. And the Bucks are playing better.
I'm
God,
gonna
you
go.
guys gotta get it down.
Yeah, I mean, you know, people on this talk show talk about, gotta have it, but it doesn't apply to every team. So I think we gotta have it.
Okay.
And I think we get it.
Dave, what do you got?
Dallas at Tampa. I want to see Tampa Bay kick their butts, but yeah, I'm gonna go Dallas. I'm gonna go Dallas too.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Carolina at Tennessee.
Who?
Carolina at Tennessee.
Carolina.
Carolina.
Okay. Chicago at St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Chicago playing better.
I got
Bears.
David's got Bears? Okay.
I got
I got St. Louis too.
St. Louis coming off a loss.
They're coming up a loss.
Yeah, I got St. Louis.
New Orleans at Washington. Good game there.
Real good game.
New Orleans at work?
Yeah. Interesting game, I should say, David. Not necessarily good,
Intriguing
but
matchup.
Intriguing.
That's always a tough game to call.
I got Washington on that slow track.
Okay.
Outdoors.
Okay.
Maybe a little soggy. I got Washington.
I'm going Washington.
Bad. New Orleans, yeah, I'm
New
going
Orleans is a difference. Two different teams being home
that's
and
true.
away, and they're not even that good at home this year.
Miami at Philadelphia.
Going Birds.
I'm going Birds too. I think you guys
Um,
are clean Miami's clock.
I think so too. For the sake of the picks, I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna take Miami.
Okay.
They're coming off 2 straight
Yes,
losses.
indeed.
Yeah, after like 2 wins.
Yep. Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Okay. David.
Wait a minute. Who's
The Ben's not
McCown's
playing.
out. McCown's
McCown's
back.
back.
Landry's in. It's at Pittsburgh.
And McCown's playing.
I'm still going
I'll go-
Pittsburgh. I'm still
I'll go.
going Pittsburgh.
I'm going Pittsburgh
David.
too.
black and yellow, black and yellow?
Okay. Jacksonville and Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Okay.
Baltimore.
Minnesota and Oakland.
How about that dirty hit on Teddy Bridgewater last year?
It wasn't really dirty. I don't think I'm going to talk about that, David. I don't think it was dirty.
He
It was.
slid.
I think it was. I mean, you're trying to do
I've
damage.
seen it. Like,
You're trying to do damage.
It's every.
He was trying to do
You're
damage.
trying to do damage. You're trying to do damage.
That play is
He
every.
slide. You
That's
can't come
every
with that
play.
hard when he slide.
That's everybody that slides get that same hit.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Right.
It's just the fact that he
You gotta
went
go
out.
bad. That's
We're
all
going
I'm
to
with you.
Oakland.
Snoop. You going to Oakland, David? Snoop, what do you got?
I'll go Oakland.
And you know, it's funny. Just a quick note about Oakland. That was one of the season beginning preview questions I had.
But Oakland was going to
Would Oakland be able to turn the
Sure
corner?
did.
And they sure enough have.
Yep.
Yes.
New England at Giants.
New England.
Okay, oh, of course. David,
Yeah.
I'm sure. KC at Denver.
Denver.
Okay.
Denver coming off a loss. Gonna be furious.
KC,
No
KC
key
at
to
bye.
leave though.
Mm-hmm. One game
But
suspension.
their receivers don't score.
Yeah, no, not at
No,
all.
right.
Arizona Cardinals at Seattle Seahawks Sunday night.
Wow.
Huge.
I need some really big things.
In
I got some
Seattle?
really big rings.
Is that- that's
I
in
got
Seattle?
some really nice things. I got a really big team. Me and mine against you and yours. Are we talking teams?
Yeah, we talking-
Are we talking teams?
You know what's Seattle's division record?
Seattle division record 0-3 in the division. They lost 0-2. Excuse me. They
lost
lost.
to
No. I'm sorry. They
Rams.
beat the. They're 1-1. They beat the
Niners.
Niners once. So they lost. So yeah. So
With the classic
got
room
tough.
theory
David,
playing
what
in
do
the
you got?
background.
What do you got?
That's a tough one.
That's a real tough one. Great game to watch.
I'm gonna take the Redbirds.
Okay.
Only reason I say that is because if my team is garbage, they beat us by 1 point. We held them all game.
It's been a struggle for him all year.
Yeah, I mean, so you guys gotta be better than us right now. So, but them at home, goodness.
I'm going Seattle.
Yeah.
Because I just, Russell Wilson is amazing. He keeps that team afloat. Without Russell Wilson, they would be dead in the water.
And I think that's not enough. I'm gonna go with my
It might not be.
We're gonna split with them. I still think they're gonna get us when it comes to Arizona.
Right.
But I think we gotta have it. It's too much on the line here. We gotta have it.
I think the
I'm gonna
12.
go with that.
This is.
I think they have
that's one of
enough
those
offensively.
places.
David. We got just enough.
You do.
Offensively, I think, to win that game.
You do have just enough. And it's a tough thing. You do have, that's very true what you say. The 12th man is one of those places where that really does make a difference.
It does.
But y'all went in there and got W's before.
Yes, we have. So
I'm just going to flip a coin. It comes down to Seattle. I'm going Seattle. Yeah.
okay. Houston at Cincinnati. I was prepared to pick Seattle today, so I just thought about it.
We're all going. Who that nation? Bengals.
Okay. Oh, definitely. Oh, God. Absolutely. Houston. And that's it. Then we got it in. Lock it and loaded.
Lock it down. Picks for week 10.
More fire.
More fire. Again, this brings to a close Build and Destroy Radio. The time is 11 o'clock, man. We got to get out of here. It's getting late. It's past our bedtime, but daggone it. We have a ball doing Build and Destroy Radio and doing it for y'all. Thank you for everyone who has watched us on Ustream, Ustream.tv. Again, happy Veterans Day. Look forward to the big Red Cup edition of Build and Destroy Radio, pre-Thanksgiving edition. If you're checking us out on 88.1 WPEV, thank you. Thank you for our callers. The number one more time that it can be in the front of your frontal lobes as you go into next week's show. 215-472-0882. Like to thank our musical director, Snoop Mark Bennett. Great tunes tonight. Great opinions as usual. Co-pilot, Derek Azure. Hold on, Derek, we're coming in. It's going to be a bumpy landing. I'm David Hanna.
Thanks to our caller.
Again, thanks to our caller,
And
Gary
all those
Kingston.
guys listening. GK, shout you out, brother. He's official now. He's in.
Official member.
Lock him in. Southwest Philly, West Philly. Continue to build and destroy. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Hey, Ustream, what's happening? We just locked down another great edition of Build and Destroy Radio on Ustream.tv. Search Build and Destroy Radio. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. In about an hour, you'll be able to check the link out on Facebook and get a direct link to us and check us out. It's getting close to 5 minutes after 11. We're about to sign off. For Derek Azure, for Mark Bennett. Build and Destroy Radio, y'all. Another one in the books. We'll see you next week. Good night.